Coming up on this edition of Talk of the Town from the Guernsey County Public Library, I have Mr. Michael Limer telling us all about some fun things, exciting things going on at the library. Also, hey, it's not every day that I get to talk to somebody who is in some way, shape, or form affiliated with a Netflix documentary, but that is why Lee Anne Sutterluety will be joining us on set, and from the Guernsey County Sheriff's Office, it will be Sergeant Keith Rogers, all on this edition of Talk of the Town.
From the U.S. Bank Studios in downtown Cambridge, Ohio, it's Talk of the Town.
Welcome on into a brand new edition of Talk of the Town from the U.S. Bank Studios, or as we established last episode, it's actually the Talk of the Town Studios at U.S. Bank. It's Jeremy Scott, and I'll tell you, manning the cameras and pushing the buttons, controlling everything, making us look good and sound good, well, as good as it could possibly be. I've got Adam Green, our great producer.
Thank you.
Manning everything. You hear his voice every now and then. And I tell you, folks, at the Guernsey County Library, a lot of things going on at that library. Of course, the summer reading program probably starting to come to an end. But hey, I'm not the authority on the matter. We have the authority on the matter on set with us right now. How cool is that? From the Guernsey County Public Library, ladies and gentlemen, it is Michael Limer. Good to see you.
Thanks for having me back.
Hey, one of God's chosen people.
Exactly.
Always a pleasure to have one of you, another one of us on the show with me. Hey, listen, I know that we're kind of coming to the end of the summer really quickly. Summer reading, is that still a thing?
No, we wrapped up 2 Wednesdays ago.
Okay.
We had a big wrap-up party at the city park, and we had a great turnout. I was in the dunk booth. We had food and games. Kids had a musical performance. Kids really enjoyed it. We had a nice performance.
Did the kiddos participate in the summer reading? Did you see a good response to it this year?
Yeah, so we always do. The thing about summer reading is that if kids take the summer off, they have that summer slide. So when they get back to school, they've actually lost some reading gains. And the study showed that they don't make those up during the school year. So as those pile up, those kids keep falling further and further behind. So if nothing else, we want to stop that slide. Hopefully build on things, but we want to stop the slide so when they get back in August, they can hit the ground running.
Yeah, 3 months, that's kind of a long time to let the wheels rust, so to speak.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's a good thing that you do that. So I want to know about these hot spots. I understand that the Guernsey County Public Library has something called hot spots going on.
Well, starting next Monday, you'll be able to check them out at our Crossroads branch. We're going to try it out there, try to work out all the kinks, and then go from there and try to give them at Byesville and our main location down in Steubenville. What they are is this Wi-Fi hotspots.
Ah, okay. We're talking Wi-Fi. See, I saw it in my notes that we were going to be talking about hotspots. I didn't realize we were talking about the technological hotspots.
Yes, no,
That's
exactly. Cool. In today's society, internet access isn't really something you can go without. I mean, if you want to, a lot of people take classes through there. Kids in grade school are expected to have access to the internet. If you want to apply for a job at Taco Bell, they say go online.
That's right.
So the library has always tried to provide that service for either free Wi-Fi in the facilities or desktop locations that people can get on this. This is an extension of that. These Wi-Fis allow you to check these out. We let you take these home for 2 weeks, and then they'll let you have Wi-Fi in your house for up to 6 to 8 users for 2 weeks, and that's free of charge, just like anything from the library. So what I always like to point to is I did this program at my former library in Fostoria, and we used to have a young single mother who was trying to pursue her graduate degree, but she didn't have internet access at home. So every night she'd stop by after work and have her daughter with us, and she would do her whole coursework. And it was great to see them. They enjoyed themselves, but that means that daughter is there for 4 hours every day.
Yeah.
And so she can't cook. She can't cook for her daughter. Can't do laundry. But once we got these, we wouldn't see her for 2 weeks. She'd have this at home, and she could spend more time with her family, taking care of things there, and while still getting her homework done. So we really think it's a service that's needed in their community. A lot of people don't have internet access. Yeah. Now it's going to be challenging because we're fairly rural and we have hills. Those are things that don't work well for getting cell service.
Right.
And these were run on cell service. But we're trying to tinker with things, and we're hoping that enough people will be able to use it, and it will be worthwhile for the community.
And it's mutually beneficial, and I don't mean to sound like a negative Nancy with what I'm about to say, but the fact of the matter is, when you have these working parents who have to bring their kids to the library, such as the lady you were talking about who was pursuing her graduate degree, you get the kids in the library for 4 hours on end. Kids don't sit still well, especially in modern times. So you got the kids in the library, which is supposed to be a quiet place, making a lot of noise, so it's kind of mutually beneficial.
Well, I said, we're here to provide services to the public, and this is a service we think that we can really be utilized in our community. We hope we see everyone every day.
Absolutely.
But said that's a particular circumstance that really wasn't beneficial to the child. This way, the mother still gets what she needs, the information she needs, but the child gets a better life.
Yeah,
so
it's not always possible for the working parents to be able to come to the library,
exactly.
and that's what this is all.
If you're choosing between a car payment or your health insurance payment or your internet access, and sometimes you don't get to choose internet access. You don't have internet access, but your kids still need access. So this is one way you can do that.
So the hotspots at the Crossroads branch of the Guernsey County Public Library, that's one big thing.
Yeah, we're going to start there. So, and bear with us for a while we get all the kinks out. I said I did it previously, but it's at one location. Now we have 3 locations, and trying to get all those moving parts to work well, we're going to have to kind of get in there and try to do it. But we hope that things get the kinks out and get them in so people can pick them up at Byesville and at the main location.
That MiFi is not the only prop you brought. You also brought a book.
Oh, yes. I just also want to mention, we are going to have an author come and visit us on September 14th at the Crossroads. That's a Friday at 2 p.m. Her name is Marlene Miller, and she wrote a book that's entitled Called to be Amish. Marlene, or Mrs. Miller, was a all-American girl, head majorette, living her life until she fell in love with an Amish man.
Oh, wow.
And so when she did, she converted to full Amish, and then she wrote a book about her experiences. So we're hoping that we have a good turnout. A lot of people are interested in the Amish and Amish fiction, so this seems like something that will have a good turnout. We're hoping that we get a packed crowd for that.
Is she a local girl?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
I'm not sure. I don't think she's local in Guernsey County.
She's not from Quaker City?
No, I don't think so, no.
Okay.
But she is in Ohio, and so she's coming down, and I think she's more from the heart of the Amish country. She's going to come down and do our guest authors.
You guys have a lot of stuff going on all the time. I know this is not the first guest author you've had. Of course, you've had the summer reading programs. I'm sure that'll continue on next summer. You've got a lot of things going on all the time with all of the libraries throughout the Guernsey County brand. The Guernsey County, what's the district?
We're the Guernsey County District Public Library.
Okay, hey, district.
With 3 locations.
I used the right term.
Yes,
I was going to say diocese, but I guess that refers more to churches.
No.
We had Living Word on last show, so I guess I still have church on the mind. If anybody is ever interested in finding out the schedule of events, whatever it is that you might have going on, what's the best way to get that information?
Just go to our website, GuernseyCountyLibrary.org. That's the easiest way. It should have our list of everything. You have contact information. Stop by, call, whatever you can do. We'll be glad to give you information. That's what we're there for.
Do you have a Facebook page as well?
Yes, sir. Yes.
And
I'm not a Facebook guy, so I never think of it. Yes, we have Twitter and Facebook and all that stuff.
And I'm sure that people can direct message on either.
Yes. And so we communicate with our public via all those formats.
Exciting things happening at the Guernsey County Public Library. Michael Limer, appreciate you all.
Appreciate having me.
Absolutely. It is Jeremy Scott. It is Talk of the Town, and we'll be back with more right here on YRP TV.
Talk of the Town will be right back.
Learning Jungle on Main Street, formerly Main Street School Supply, is located in downtown Cambridge, just west of the courthouse on Wheeling Avenue. They have a huge selection full of educational resources and toys that teach as well as entertain. They feature a large inventory of gifts for children of all ages, and you just have to check out their selection of stuffed animals, puppets, games, and so much more. The Learning Jungle on Main Street, downtown Cambridge, has layaway for your convenience and is the area's only specialty toy store. A world of knowledge is waiting for you at their front door.
The Old Country Loft in Byesville is full of quality country primitives and a whole lot more. Ruth Dixon and her crew bring you the things you need to decorate your home with country charm and warmth. The Old Country Loft, corner of Main and Glass Avenue, Byesville.
Cambridge is more than just a town. This is our home.
Supporting downtown Cambridge means shopping at the places we love with the people we love.
For the stuff we can't get anywhere else.
Food that tastes like home.
And personal service from people who know your name.
The money we spend here will keep our town growing.
Let's all shop small for our town.
The home we love.
And the uniqueness that makes Cambridge
a great place to live, work, and play.
Check out Talk of the Town on Facebook. Go to facebook.com/YRPTV and be sure to subscribe.
Back Back here at the U.S. Bank Studios, it is Talk of the Town. Your boy Jeremy Scott in the captain's chair, the captain's seat, the cockpit, as it were. And ladies and gentlemen, it's not every day that I get to talk to somebody who's actually got a hookup with some film crews who have put stuff on Netflix, and actually a Netflix thing that's like on there right now. But here we are, ladies and gentlemen. Joining me on set, I have Lee Anne Sutterluety, and I'll tell you what, Lee Anne, it's great to have you here.
So nice to meet you.
Let's talk a little bit about what this documentary is all about that's on Netflix. I know this is something that's near and dear to your heart. Mesh awareness. What exactly is mesh?
Yes, mesh is polypropylene plastic that is used to fix hernia repairs, sudden urge incontinence, and pelvic organ prolapse.
Okay.
The material is like a plastic that's used kind of in straws, bottles, stuff like that. Once it's implanted in the body, it's just incompatible.
Sure.
It affects some, a lot. It doesn't affect for 5 to 10 years. I was implanted in 2011 and didn't know for 4 years that all of my problems was being caused by the mesh.
Oh, wow.
And I started to freak out. I went on to Facebook. I started researching after I was contacted by an attorney 4 years later and found the mesh awareness movement. And our purpose is to educate men and women on the hazardous complications that can come from having it implanted in you.
Oh, wow. So there's a whole movement with this then,
Yes.
mesh awareness, and
Yes.
so much so that this documentary was made.
Yes, the documentary is about assure birth control, transvaginal mesh, hip implants, CAT scans, numerous medical devices, and it'll just blow your mind to see it.
Okay, so what is covered? I mean, you mentioned some of the different ways that this mesh can be implanted into somebody's skin. Do they interview different people who have had this happen to them? What exactly is the content of this documentary?
Well, it's mainly the assure birth control, but one of our members of the mesh awareness movement is actually in the documentary, her husband and daughter. They explain how it's affected her life. She's went through, I believe, 19 surgeries to try to correct the damage, and it just keeps causing more damage.
So it's kind of a domino effect whenever this happens to
It's
somebody.
like Russian roulette, more or less. You don't know if it's going to affect you or not.
So how did you get the hookup with this crew? Because you're not actually in the documentary itself.
No, I'm not in the documentary. I am part of the mesh awareness movement. I went to Kentucky in February to meet with other women from the mesh awareness movement. That's where I got to meet Tammy and 19 other awesome women from all over the United States. They came from everywhere. And we talked about, our various complications, which they're all around the same.
Kind of a support group for you.
Yes, that's what it is. I believe it's said that there's over 60 different mesh support groups out there where I'm part of the mesh awareness movement, but also the mesh medical news desk, mesh problems, sling the mesh in the UK, Australia, Wales, Scotland. I mean, they're everywhere. Mm-hmm. Mesh support groups. This isn't just in the United States, it's global.
And so this film crew also is a part of the mesh awareness campaign. Are they also, the people in the film crew, are they also people who have had this happen to them?
No, the director is Kirby Dick and Amy Ziegler, I believe her name is. Okay. They produced The Invisible War, and I think it's called The Hunting Ground.
Okay.
And a lot of things that happened since he came out with all that information.
Sure. So what's the name of this particular documentary?
The Bleeding Edge.
The Bleeding Edge is the name of it. And did it come out this year, last year?
This year. It was premiered at the Tribeca Film Festival at the end of April.
That's huge.
Yeah. I was hoping to make it to it. I did not get to make it to the premiere. You know, I'm unable to work full time, so money's tight and it's hard to get all the way to New York.
Sure.
But it just came out on Netflix June 27th. They're offering a free month trial for anybody that doesn't have Netflix right now. I'm working on having a free screening for the community for people that don't have Netflix or, don't even know what's going on.
Right.
It blows my mind. I talk to so many people all the time that have no idea about the mesh, and I sometimes forget because my Facebook and everything is just nothing but mesh, 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 you know, so the public doesn't really know everything that's going on with it.
This has to be a big eye-opener for a lot of people because there might be people out there who have been afflicted by this and don't even know it yet.
Yeah, just like me, I had no idea. I mean, I don't want to go into gory details, but it's been horrible. And still even finding a doctor to remove it fully, it was never intended to come out of the human body. They say it's like rebar and concrete, like trying to take rebar out of concrete.
Wow.
So it just keeps, I suffer with it daily.
So it's called the bleeding edge, and obviously you don't actually have a time and date set up yet for people to be able to
No, I actually just got it set up with Mr. Limer at the Crossroads Branch Library, so I'm gonna go in after I'm done here and set up a date, and hopefully, you know, I can get it out there for people. You know, just keep your ears open, eyes open for the Crossroads Library, because we will have a free screening.
So again, ladies and gentlemen, it's kind of like Michael was talking about. Check them out on social media, the Facebook page, the Twitter account as well, and of course their website. They have a very big schedule of events always at the Crossroads Branch Library, and this is another thing that they're going to have. So keep your eyes peeled to that to find out when you can go and you can view The Bleeding Edge. Again, is a Netflix documentary all about the mesh awareness campaign. Lee Anne Sutterluety.
Sutterluety.
Yes. Hey, I appreciate you coming on set with us. Thank you so much for telling us all about this, and you've really done a lot to open a lot of eyes, and I continue to wish you all the best of luck with more success in opening more eyes.
Well, thank you for having me. You know, I find myself telling people in my stories that I wish somebody would have told me, so.
Absolutely. Well, hey, listen, it's never too late to save some other lives, son.
Well, thank you.
It is Jeremy Scott. It is Talk of the Town, and we will be back with more from the U.S. Bank Studios right here on YRP TV.
Talk of the Town will be right back. Bundy Law Funeral Home has worked since 1924 to earn the confidence of the families they have served and continue their commitment to the community. They offer a complete range of quality services, from funerals to cremation, and honor all faiths and customs. The staff at Bundy Law understands you need to know all the available options to make the right decisions for your family. A price list is available upon request, and they invite your comparisons. You will make the right choice when you choose Bundy Law Funeral Home.
Cambridge is more than just a town. This is our home.
Supporting downtown Cambridge means shopping at the places we love with the people we love.
For the stuff we can't get anywhere else.
Food that tastes like home.
And personal service from people who know your name.
The money we spend here will keep our town growing.
Let's all shop small for our town.
The home we love.
And the uniqueness that makes Cambridge
a great place to live, work, and play.
U.S. Bank is the 5th largest bank in the country, and while being recognized nationally for their strength and stability, they continue to provide hometown service. At U.S. Bank, they provide a variety of products and services for your consumer and small business needs, such as free checking with internet banking, loans and lines of credit, and free financial planning services. At U.S. Bank, they're proud to support the growth and development of their communities by helping local business owners achieve success.
For a show schedule of upcoming guests and to watch past episodes, go to yourradioplace.com.
Back here at Talk of the Town from the U.S. Bank Studios, it's Jeremy Scott. Don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, just a quick plug. You can always check out past episodes of this very show on YouTube. YRP TV is the YouTube channel, and of course, on the Talk of the Town Facebook page as well. Joining me right now on the set, ladies and gentlemen, this is a term that you've heard a lot about. SRT stands for Special Response Team, and joining me to talk all about it, I have Sergeant Keith Rogers. Sergeant, good to see you.
Good to see you, Jeremy.
And from what I understand, this is your first time on the show.
Correct.
And
yes.
It's a big thing to congratulate you, because it's my understanding that it was just this past March that you were promoted to sergeant.
Yes. After I spent 8 years as a road deputy, and then I was promoted to sergeant this last March.
Very cool. So how long have you been a part of the SRT?
Approximately 8 years.
About 8 years. So for people who don't know exactly what the SRT does, can you give us a brief overview?
We're, like I said, it's a special tactical element of the sheriff's office. We do everything from executing high-risk search warrants, surveillance operations, and any other critical incident that we would aid in that to help out, the public or fellow officers.
You were kind of joking off the air. You said, yeah, we kick down doors, but that is a part of what you do.
That is a part of what we do. And on the flip side of that, we do anything from we like to involve ourselves with the community too. We like to play the local challenger teams. We play them in flag football and softball every year. We got a big rivalry with them. We've yet to really score many points against them. They're a lot better than we are. But it's a lot of fun. We go out there and have a blast playing with them.
I have to ask you, I know the Guernsey County Sheriff's Office was a part of the whole Guernsey Eagles thing.
Correct.
A month or two ago. Did you play on that team?
I was, we do a lot of training throughout the year. Unfortunately, I was scheduled for training at that time. I hated to miss it, but we did have a good turnout as well.
Well, from what I understand, they could have used you.
That's what I heard.
Didn't turn out so well for your cohorts.
Right. They try. They make the effort.
Well,
There's a lot of trash talking going on.
Yeah.
Right.
Listen,
we talked a big game, but we just couldn't, there's too much ability there that we're up against.
Anytime you've got Jeff Payton heading things up, anytime you have him as a team captain, I mean, he's a Browns fan. How much can he really know about sports, right?
Well, he makes the effort, and I mean, he does very well in the things that he does.
He does. No, we love Jeff Payton up here. I just like to pay Jeff Payton out whenever I possibly can. Jeff, if you're watching this, we love you, even though you are a Browns fan. I know a little bit about your story, but I kind of want you to tell the folks at home. I know that you're a Meadowbrook guy, first of all.
Correct.
But you also did a couple of tours overseas?
That's correct, yes. I did 2 tours in Iraq with the Marines from 2003 and 2006. Got completed with that. Been working at the Sheriff's Office since 2010.
Okay. And how much from what you learned overseas have you been able to use with what you do now as a part of the SRT?
Well, a lot of that, it's came in handy just time and time again. Later on, as far as, with the war in Iraq, it's such a policing mission, towards the end. So the things we were doing towards the end of it, just the things you learned, you can apply them every day. Plus, now I'm doing part of the field training officers program, and I get the opportunity to teach new deputies coming in. That's great being in that position to pass any information on.
Sure. So. You mentioned that you are a big part of the training team. What exactly goes into that training? Is it kind of like Sergeant Keith Rogers' own personal boot camp?
No. About at the start of last year, Sheriff Payton, he wanted to kind of revamp the way we were training. We had such a continuous turnaround of new deputies coming in, and we were kind of still not in the past, but the way law enforcement, it's not the way it was 30, 40 years ago. So we wanted to get ahead of the game and stuff. So we've got myself and Deputy Morris, he's another training officer, and we have anywhere from an 8 to 12 week program where we just have that that new deputy, and really ensuring he's getting the right training and the best training we can give him.
So your own personal story, obviously you did those tours overseas and then you came back locally. Mm-hmm. What made you want to join the Sheriff's Office?
Just a good opportunity to be part of something great. And then you got the other side of it. You get to drive fast and do those kind of things too, which is good. But just being part of the community and be able to give back, and the chance you get to help somebody. I mean, you can't get any better than that.
I'm going to ask you a question I'm sure that you've been asked before, probably weren't expecting to be asked today. How much of the show Cops reflects real life?
Oh, wow. A lot of it. I mean, there's the entertainment values there. It takes a lot to shock me anymore. You know what I mean? Because
sure.
Everything's just people will impress you every day. With the situations you find yourself into. The entertainment value's there, but then at the same time, the level of seriousness is also there too. So, yeah, you could film an episode of Cops any day. You know what I mean? But.
Yeah, absolutely. And you also watch the movie Super Troopers, and it kind of reminds me of the law enforcement version of Anchorman in a way.
Right.
Because Anchorman, you have these rivalries between the stations, the competing stations, and so on and so forth. And I'm sure that there is some friendly rivalry between the sheriff's office and the police department, but ultimately, at the end of the day, you guys work together.
Absolutely, we do. I mean, there is that friendly rivalry, but and then at any minute, we might find ourselves working alongside each other. They're on the street helping each other out. So we always have that ultimate goal, of just, helping each other out and getting the job done.
If people are interested in learning more about what the SRT does, because I know that was a big deal with why Jeff Payton wanted to send you up here today to talk about the SRT. If people are interested in learning more about the Special Response Team, is there a place they can get some kind of literature to find out what exactly you guys do?
We got our Sheriff's Office website, guernseysheriff.com. You can look up on our Facebook page. We have that. And then we're always out at any community events out there, like with the library. We like to for the kid element of it, they love take some just equipment out there that they can touch and play with and have some fun with that. Normally they're always asking about the dogs, so that kind of takes precedence over everything else. But
well, everybody loves a canine unit.
Yeah,
absolutely. And folks, if you ever see these guys out and about, check out these cards that they have as well. They always hand these out. They are very cool. I mean, they kind of are like their own little trading cards, so that's a cool thing as well. But he is Sergeant Keith Rogers, folks, with the SRT, with the Guernsey County Sheriff's Office. Sergeant Rogers, appreciate you coming up here.
Thank you.
And we hope to have you back sometime.
Hope so.
It is Jeremy Scott, and we will be back to wrap up this edition. It's gone so quickly. Talk of the Town right here on YRP TV.
Talk of the Town will be right back.
Learning Jungle on Main Street, formerly Main Street School Supply, is located in downtown Cambridge, just west of the courthouse on Wheeling Avenue. They have a huge selection full of educational resources and toys that teach as well as entertain. They feature a large inventory of gifts for children of all ages, and you just have to check out their selection of stuffed animals, puppets, games, and so much more. The Learning Jungle on Main Street, downtown Cambridge, has layaway for your convenience and is the area's only specialty toy store. A world of knowledge is waiting for you at their front door. U.S. Bank is the 5th largest bank in the country, and while being recognized nationally for their strength and stability, they continue to provide hometown service. At U.S. Bank, they provide a variety of products and services for your consumer and small business needs, such as free checking with internet banking, loans and lines of credit, and free financial planning services. At U.S. Bank, they're proud to support the growth and development of their communities by helping local business owners achieve success.
Bundy Law Funeral Home has worked since 1924 to earn the confidence of the families they have served and continue their commitment to the community. They offer a complete range of quality services, from funerals to cremation, and honor all faiths and customs. The staff at Bundy Law understands you need to know all the available options to make the right decisions for your family. A price list is available upon request, and they invite your comparisons. You will make the right choice when you choose Bundy Law Funeral Home.
Thanks again to all my guests on this edition of Talk of the Town. Again, from the Guernsey County Public Library, I had Michael Limer telling us all about the hot spots. Check it out, ladies and gentlemen. That's a really nice service that they have to offer. Also, we have to say a big thank you to Lee Anne Sutterluety, who joined us to tell us all about the mesh awareness movement, as well as the Netflix documentary that is attached to it. And from the Guernsey County Sheriff's Office, again, thank you so much to Sergeant Keith Rogers, making his Talk of the Town debut. Don't know how it took this long, but we appreciate him coming up and telling us all about the Special Response Team. Ladies and gentlemen, as you know, I am the permanent host of Talk of the Town now. If you ever have any ideas for stories for us to cover on location, maybe you would like to come and be on Talk of the Town because you've got something you'd like to promote, email our producer, Adam Green. He's agreen@yourradioplace.com. And for Adam Green, our great producer manning the cameras at the controls, I'm Jeremy Scott saying have yourself a great day.